this class will need a belt. We'll start with comfortable seated position. Close your eyes and put your hands on the knees. Make sure your spine is straight. You can sit on a cushion if you want to keep your spine straight. And just breathe. Bring your attention to your breathing. So inhaling and exhaling. Don't slow down your breath, just breathe naturally. Notice how you feel right now in your body, in your mind. Just keep following your breath. Open your eyes. And we'll take our chin to the chest and just roll the chin to the shoulder, the right shoulder, to the center, and to the left shoulder. And we'll just keep doing it, slowly warming up the neck. One more time. And come to the center, lift your head up and just look right. Don't forget to breathe and look left. Look up and just in front of you. And then again, look right and look left and up. And in front of you, and then look right. And let's do some circles from the right down to the left, up, and again to the right. And we'll do one more. And we'll come back to the center and we'll start from the left, opposite direction. From the left to the right circles and up. And one more time. And look at the center. Put your right hand on the left knee and look to the back of the room. It's a slight twist, don't overdo it, just slightly. Shoulders down, spine straight. Come to the center. Now left hand on the right knee, right hand on the floor. And breathe. Come to the center. And we'll do circles. We're starting from the right. Just make sure your sitting bones are on the floor. One direction. And one more. Come to the center and opposite direction. Okay, and we're in the center again. And we'll interlace our fingers in front and take our arms up and stretch. And arms in front of you and stretch to the front. Release your hands and interlace them in the back and push your hands down. And you can look up a little bit. Just make sure your neck is all right with that. And just stretch your chest. Open your chest. Nice. And then again, we'll take our hands in front, interlace your fingers, push up, stretch. Oh, so good. And in front, stretch the shoulder blades. And now release your hands, interlace fingers in the back, and push your hands away. Okay, release your hands. Right arm going to the left, and you're pushing your left arm with the left hand. Just breathe. And then we'll change sides. Left arm with the right hand. Release the left arm, interlace your fingers, and we'll do figure of 8 with your hands. And then you can start exaggerating it and doing it with your arms as well, warming up the wrists. And then the other, a different direction. It's quite hard, actually. I'm getting confused. Okay. Okay, release your hands. Now stretch your right arm in front, fingers pointing to the floor, and just gently push your fingers towards yourself. and breathe. And the other arm, hand. Shoulders down, spine straight. Release, and then put your hands in the prayer position and push your hands into one another. Carla, I can't see you. Your camera went somewhere. And then just lift the fingers. And release. Shake out. Put your hands on the shoulders, and we'll do circles to the front first, 10 times. Eight, 9, 10, and opposite direction. Okay, release your hands and shoulders up and down. Carla, I think your microphone is on. Someone up and down, and then just shake out. Let's come to our tabletop position. So let me just take the socks off. So knees under the hips and hands under the shoulders. And we'll do cat and cow. Inhale, look up, arch your back, shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone, look at your knees or your belly. Inhale, arch your back. We're warming up the spine. And exhale, round your back. We'll do that again. Inhale, look up, and exhale, round your back. Now inhale, lift your right arm up, look up, and then take it under the left armpit and put your shoulder down and your cheek on the floor. And then left arm can stay on the floor in front of you, or you can put it on your back. It's up to you. And just breathe here. If your arm was on the back, put it back on the floor and push yourself up into tabletop, and then lift the left arm up, look up, and take it underneath the right arm and come to the floor with your cheek on the floor if it feels okay. You can leave your right hand on the floor or put it over your back. And breathe. I have headphones in, I can't properly put my cheek on the floor. Bring your hand down, push yourself up and a tabletop. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we'll tuck our toes under and we'll lift our knees from the floor and we'll just stay here. Breathe in. Engage your core. Just breathe. If you need to put your knees on the floor, do so. If you need a break, let's put our knees on the floor. Have a breath in and out. And lift the knees again. And then rotate it to the left. And then to the center and to the right. To the center and to the left. So our knees are staying above the floor. And we'll do that one more time. You can feel your arms working. Come to the center and lift your bottom up into downward facing dog position. And now it feels like a restorative pose, resting pose. After our arms were working and core, you can stay still here or paddle your feet. Just slowly. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Stay still. So you'll in letter V upside down here. And you just breathe. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. And stay here. Grab your elbows and swing side to side. Then nod your head yes and no to make sure your neck is relaxed. Release your hands and roll up vertebra by vertebra. Head comes last. To standing. And we'll do some hip circles. One direction. 5 times. And opposite direction. Then to just side to side. And figure of 8 with your hips. And opposite direction. Okay. Bend your knees a little bit and we'll do circle with our knees, circles out. And in. Okay. stand up and take your weight to the left foot, and we'll do circles with our right with foot 10 times one direction and 10 times opposite. And up and down 10 times. Then spread your toes wide and then engage them. Wide and engaged. Wide and engaged. Wide and engaged. Then put your toes on the floor and apply some pressure a little bit. Just be gentle with yourself. Don't overdo it. Don't break your toes or feet. And then put your toes the other way, like you're a ballerina. And apply a little bit of pressure so you feel there is a stretch going on. Okay, release, shake out, and then weight to the right leg, lift the left foot and circles with your foot. One direction 10 times. And opposite. Up and down. And then spread your toes wide and engage the toes wide and engaging like you're doing a fist with your hand, but you're doing it with your foot. One more time. Toes on the floor and apply some pressure now. And curl your toes now. And breathe. And shake out. And we'll come to the top of the mat. Hands to the heart center. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head. Inhale, arms up. Stretch up. And exhale, fold forward. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Take your right leg back, knee down, and look in front of you. Bring your attention back to this room. Don't think what's coming. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't think about what you need to do after. Just try and be present in your yoga class for now. Spend this time with yourself. Put your hands down, take your left leg back into plank. Lower your knees if you feel it's better for your body today. Breathe here. Lower your knees, chest and chin. And push your hips into cobra. So here, your elbows stay close to your ribs. You can feel your back muscles engaged, shoulders away from your ears, and you just breathe here. Tuck your toes under and push yourself into downward facing dog. So here your fingers are spread widely and your weight in your hands distributed evenly between your palms and fingers. You don't have too much pressure on your wrists. Breathe. Take your right leg forward, so you're bending your knee. You can help yourself with your hands. Just push your leg forward. Back knee on the floor. And breathe here. Take your left leg forward. Stay in forward fold. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Stretch up, a tiny back bend, if it's okay with your back. And exhale, hands to the heart center. And we'll do the other side. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head. Inhale, arms up. Stretch up. Small back bend. And exhale, fold forward. Breathe here. We're doing everything slowly. So bring attention to your body, how it feels in each pose. Take your left leg back, knee down. So when your attention start wandering off somewhere, just bring it gently down, back down to what you're doing at the moment. And just breathe here. Take your right leg back into plank. Remember, you can always lower your knees here if it's a bit too much for you today. Stay in a plank. Bring your knees down, chest and chin, and push your hips forward and come to the cobra. So you're lifting your upper body, feet together. If here you lift your hands, you should be able to stay up. So you're not putting weight on your hands. They're just here to support you a little bit, but not to keep you up. You're staying up with your back muscles. Tuck your toes under and push yourself into downward facing dog. Stay here, breathe. When you're in downward facing dog, there is a feeling that you're pushing the mat away from you with your hands. It's a very active pose. Make sure you don't arch your back. So we're not doing this. Our back is straight. So if you engage your core, it will help you to keep your back in neutral position. Lower back. Take your left leg forward. between your hands, right knee down. And we'll look in front of ourselves and breathe. And we're paying attention to all these muscles, parts of the body that are working. Take your right foot forward in forward fold. Breathe here. Inhale, come up. Stretch up, stretch, and small back bend. And exhale, hands to the heart center. And take your arms along your body and we'll stand in Tadasana, in mountain pose. Just close your eyes, feet on the floor, palms facing forward, shoulders down. So it's very strong pose. Feel your feet touching that floor. They're firmly on the ground. And just give yourself a few seconds. Observe how you feel at the moment. When you're in mountain pose, you're also trying to grow just a little. So your feet are grounding, but the whole body is trying to stretch up. And breathe. One more breath. And if your eyes were all closed, open them and just release and shake out. Okay, so we'll come to the middle of the mat and we'll do a balancing pose. So we will take our weight to the left leg, lift the right hug leg. So knees bend. Yes, hug your knee and just stay here. Engage your core. Find a spot in front of you that is not moving. And keep your gaze in that spot. It will help you with the balance. Then keep your left hand on your right leg and then take your right arm out. And then try and move it in a twist. And you can try and look at your right hand, which can be very tricky, but we can just try. It's tricky to keep your balance. And you breathe. Shoulders down, core engaged, and slowly come back to the center and release your right leg. Take the weight to the right leg now. Lift your left knee, hug your knee, and stay here first. Find your balance. Breathe. Keep your right hand on the left leg and left arm extends to the center. I mean, not to the center, to the left. And then try and move it towards the back. And you're twisting your upper body. And you can try and look at your left hand. Alternatively, just look to the side. Shoulders away from your ears. Engage your right leg and breathe. Slowly move back with your arm and head and release your left leg and shake out. Okay, we'll come to a chair position. So we'll sit like there is a chair under our bottom. Make sure you don't arch your back like that. The lower back is neutral. Arms up, shoulders away from your ears. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. Bring your hands to a prayer position and take your left elbow above your right knee. And we'll do a twist, looking up at the ceiling. Make sure so you can put your elbow right above your knee on your leg to support you. Breathe. Come to the center. And now right elbow above left knee. And look up. Make sure your knees are still bent. Breathe. Come to the center. And then bring your hands down and straighten your legs. And then we'll come up again and sit on a chair. Arms up. And breathe. And straighten your knees and take your arms down. Okay, and shake out. We'll take our legs wide, in a wide stand, toes facing forward, hands on the hips. Inhale and exhale. With the straight back, we're folding forward from the hip creases. You can bring your hands to the floor. Your head might touch the floor, it might not. That's not the aim. And we breathe here. Come halfway up and take your right arm up into twist and look up. If you can't touch the floor, you always can have some books under your hands or blocks. Right hand down. Excuse me, left arm up. Bring your left hand down, put your hands on the hips and come up. Breathe here, interlace your fingers in the back. Try not to lock your elbows and fold forward again. Arms just hanging above your head somewhere. And breathe. Release your hands, put them on the floor, halfway up, and hands on the hips, and come all the way up. We'll take a shorter stand, just a bit wider than your shoulders, your hip distance apart, a bit wider, and we'll come down to a yogic squat. You can adjust your feet. So the idea is to have knees, heels on the floor, but if they're not on the floor, then that's okay as well. Just make sure you're okay with your knees here. If your knees hurt, you always can bring one of the legs down if it feels better, or you can put something under your bottom. Hands to the heart center, and you can push your knees away with your elbows. Make sure your spine is straight. Shoulders away from your ears, and breathe. Try to release your muscles, relax your muscles. And put your hands on the floor behind you and come on your bottom, legs in front of you, and we'll do windscreen wipers to one side and then the other to release the tension in your legs. Okay. We'll take our legs apart, toes facing up. And we'll do like a windmill, so hands together. And we'll start on the left side. So we're leaning towards the left, moving in the center, coming up. So our back is straight all the way. And arms straight, we don't bend the elbows. One more time. And then opposite direction. Release your hands. We'll stay in this position. Right hand goes on the floor, palm facing up, and we'll bend, take our left arm over, and we're stretching the left side. So we're not going forward, we're going right side down. If it's okay with your neck, look up and just breathe here. You might be able to reach your toes. You might not. And it's okay. It's your practice. One more breath. Come up. And then we'll turn to the right leg. Arms up, stretch up, and fold to the right. Now facing, head facing down. Make sure your feet are flexed, toes facing up, and just breathe here. One more breath. Come up, arms up, and stretch up. Take your arms down, left hand on the floor, palm facing up, inside of your leg, and right arm going over. Look at the ceiling and breathe. Be gentle to yourself. Don't push it too hard. Don't stretch it if it's painful. Come out of the pose. It shouldn't be painful. Everything takes time. It doesn't have to look perfect. Come on, come out. Arms up, stretch up. Move towards the left leg. Turn, not move, turn your upper body towards the left leg and come down. Feet flexed. One more breath. Come up and stretch up and release your arms. And we'll take our legs in front of us, hug your knees, and you can roll down to the floor, your back. Take your belts or scarves that you prepared. Stretch your legs in front of you, lift your right leg up, and put the belt between your knee and your toes. Keep it straight up. I mean, if your knees can't be straight, that's fine. And we'll keep in the belt, trying to pull the leg towards the body. Again, be easy on yourself. There shouldn't be any pain. You need to feel a stretch with no pain. My leg is shaking for some reason. Okay. Now take your right leg to the right, but the leg is hovering over the floor. It's not going on the floor. And you're keeping the belt with your right hand. Left hand on the hip. So you're trying to push that left hip. and keep it on the floor. Push it down. Again, you're going down as much as possible, as you can, as much as your body allows you. One day it can be lower, another day can be high, doesn't matter. Foot flexed, and breathe. And bring your leg back up and lower it to the left. Right arm goes out on the floor in like a letter T, half letter T, and left leg is above the floor again. And you're holding the belt with the left hand. And you can look to the right and breathe. One more breath. And bring your right leg to the center and release. Put it on the floor. Lift the left leg up. Put the belt over your foot flexed. And here we just pulling slightly the leg towards the body. And breathe. One more breath. And then left leg going towards the left, hovering over the floor. Right hand can go on the right hip. We're trying to keep hips on the floor. Trying. And breathe. Enjoy the stretch. Again, I'll repeat, there shouldn't be any pain. Try and let the muscles go because they get tensed up when they're stretching. Try to relax them. Come to the center and to the right. So we're holding the belt with the right hand. Left arm goes on the floor out to keep your shoulders on the floor. And you can look to the left. This side could be different to the other one, feel different, and it's fine because we all have right and left, and everyone have a different feeling in both sides. If it makes sense, what I'm saying. And breathe. I can definitely feel that my left leg is much tighter today. We have one more breath here. Bring your leg to the center, release the belt, and stretch out arms over your head. Take a stretch. And release. Come and sit up. And we'll do a breathing practice. So you can close your eyes, spine is straight, hands on your knees. And we'll do a box breathing. So we'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, then hold for 4, and repeat. Helps to calm the mind down. So I will do that 5 times. So I will talk you through the first time and then you do it on your own. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale on 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 more times. Inhale. And when you finish, just breathe normally. One more breath. And we'll come to our final relaxation pose. If you need to put back some of your clothing, if you took it off, now is the time. I'll put my socks on and come to the lie down on your back. So palms facing the ceiling. Pay attention on your lower back. So it's not arched. Feet just open naturally. You can take your chin to the chest just for a second and then release. So elongate your spine. and rest. And I'll read you a tiny, tiny, tiny poem that's called Let There Be You. And it says, God's fifth word after putting light in your eyes was enjoy. And that's it. And rest. We'll have 3 more breaths here. And start moving your toes and fingers. Take your arms over your head and stretch out. Hug your knees. You can roll side to side if it feels good. Come to the right side, put your head on your right arm. And stay here for a few more breaths. Push yourself up with the left hand. Come to a seated. We'll close our eyes for another minute or so. And just bring your attention to how you feel now in the end of the class. Is there difference to you feel how you felt in the beginning? Maybe there is no difference. Open your eyes. Thank yourself for coming to this class today. And I thank you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you next Sunday.